Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. I want to welcome you to this presentation today, which I have entitled, Where Have All the Lenders Gone? Where have all the lenders gone? Business has been pretty tough the last 4 years with ridiculous inflation we've had, which was caused by some crazy government spending, which supposedly was necessary. And part of it probably was, but I think it got a little bit out of hand with the last administration, and then the Fed, of course, stepped in because we had such high inflation. They stepped in to raise interest rates 5% over a 2 year period, which is pretty tough. Supposedly that was going to rein in inflation, and the rate of inflation has dropped, of course. But I don't know about you, but for me, the prices are still going up. They're just going up at a little slower pace. The sad thing is, this whole situation, this whole scenario, does nothing but sow fear. Client loans, I've noticed, are taking longer just for annual renewals. And I wonder why. We have more information available than ever for our clients and for the banks. Nothing can be hidden, particularly with the internet and the advent of AI. Things move so quickly. So I don't know, what's the holdup? I think the holdup is it fear. You know, fear is actually just an acronym for false evidence appearing real. So, not to make light of it, but fear can really stymie any progress that we make on loan approvals, on management decisions, all types of things. Is it potentially information overload for loan officers? Sometimes they ask for so many things. I think they get overloaded with the amount of information we provide them. Or is it extreme top-down management? I've noticed that committees in some lending institutions seem to stymie the progress of the approval process. But the fear is, I mean, in both cases, both of these lead to the fear of making a mistake. Now, I'm not advocating making bad loans. Those are fairly obvious. You just say no to bad loans. I understand that. I can live with that. But as Winston Churchill said, and I quote, let our advanced worrying become advanced thinking and planning. Let our advanced worrying become advanced thinking and planning. End of quote. I had a client recently that we got refinanced successfully, but it took over a year. That is incredible to me. That's a long time to be operating out of cash flow. As a matter of fact, they got some criticism from a few of the banks that we didn't go with because they'd operated without a credit line for 3 years. It takes a pretty solid operation to do so, to run with zero credit line on an ongoing basis. I know, because I run one of those. I know firsthand how difficult that can be at times, how you're managing cash flow. It just becomes more difficult. They had solid equities. The loan to value percentages were excellent. They had positive inventories for the most part, and they'd been profitable in 3 of the last 4 years. But I felt like I was teaching a finance course for the loan officer. So how do you avoid this? Let's put a positive spin on this. How do we avoid or minimize this at best? At worst, I should say. Number one, always have CPA prepared financial statements. I was fortunate that these clients had those. Be prepared to provide positive inventory reports on a regular basis. That's something that I added to the mix for them. Similarly, number three, have an updated cash flow budget, because that's really a roadmap to your future and your future success. And I was able to put that together for them as well. And then I suggest, this is a new one for me too, but have responses ready for FAQs. That stands for frequently asked questions. And I feel like with 5 or 6 banks on this deal, looking at this deal, I answered the same questions 5 or 6 times, it seemed like. So it's good to have that prepared, be prepared for that. So I would ask you one question. What's the next step for you? Is it time to reset? And by the way, that's the name of my next blog and video that'll be coming out in 2 weeks. I would encourage you to stay tuned for that. But think about that. Is it time to reset some things in your operation? Again, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated, the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage, and I want to thank you for listening today. Thank you very much.